What's up guys, my name's Dychronic, you're here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about how to kill the arms dealer very quickly. Also going to be talking about the unique Nightfall drops, what you can get for this, the best strategy, and why you want to do this other than just getting the unique Nightfall drop. As well as just good speedrunning etiquette when it comes to speedrunning these Nightfalls. So this week is the arms dealer, and this boss actually has a lower amount of health when compared to other guys, as well as the fact with no immunity phases, or at least a very long running period to get to his immunity phase. So you have a lot of time to kill this guy, and he has a lot less health than average, so it's going to be a lot easier for you to farm this Nightfall than a lot of other ones. And not only that, it's actually pretty quick to get through these Nightfalls. In about 7 minutes was our average to get through this entire Nightfall, kill the boss, and be done with it. That's pretty freaking good. So the basic strategy is pretty straightforward. You want to have one Titan with Hammer Strike, you want to have one person with Tractor Cannon, and everybody else bring shotguns. Alternatively, you don't even need to have the Titan with Hammer Strike, you don't need to have the Tractor Cannon, and as long as everybody has some Void shotguns, you should do just fine, because it is a very easy boss to kill. We melted him from like 100 to 0 in a fraction of a second. If you don't have any shotguns, use some snipers. Who cares, man? You do so much damage with Heavyweight and Void Singe, it's ridiculous. Speaking of the Nightfall card, if you wanted to make this as easy as possible, put open your legendary Nightfall card, which is acquired from Zahn. Make it so it's Void Singe on it and Heavyweight. And if you want to do more speedrunning, put on Momentum. I know Momentum is a disadvantage, but sometimes it's advantageous for how often, how frequent, and how powerful that regeneration of your shield is. If you're running for most of the time, it will help you out, but the first few times you do it, do without Momentum. It's going to be a lot easier for you to get your understandings and your bearings of the mission. As you're going through the mission, just go through it normally, only killing the guys you have to kill, keeping in mind that you have Void Sin, so use your Void weapons as much as possible. Also keeping in mind that you have Heavyweight, so if there's anybody that's hardy at all, start running at them, because if you have Momentum, it'll be a lot easier to get to them, because running means you get your health back. You have so much damage with your heavy weapons. I think the Chartreuse guys die from like 1 or 2 shotgun shots from an Escalation Protocol shotgun. It is ridiculous how much Heavyweight helps. It is amazing. Like even like a Thresher at the very end in the boss area, one Void Rocket with Heavyweight will kill a Thresher. It is ridiculous. And it will also help you kill the boss in literally a fraction of a second. So as I was saying, just go through the mission normally, skipping all the enemies you don't need to fight, and fighting enemies you do need to fight. Things like Heavyweight will make a lot of the fights very easy, like the tank will go down very quickly, the elite enemies will go down quickly, and of course, once you get to the boss area, you're going to want to clear out all the flame turrets as you do normally, because they, hurt, so take out the flame turrets, and then everybody at the same time just attack the boss, and you should be able to kill him very quickly. The optimum strategy is to hit him with the Hammer Strike, hit him with the Tractor Cannon, and then go nuts with your shotguns. If you have Escalation Protocol, go for the melee for Trench Barrel and then go nuts, but you do so much. He really does not take a lot of damage. Honestly, it doesn't need to be a video on this because it is very easy to kill him. I was using Escalation Protocol with the melee Trench Barrel, but you can see how fast you can kill him. You could easily do this with some Hawthorns. If you have Warlocks or Nova Bomb, throw on some Nova Bombs. Who cares? It's fun. But honestly, you might actually waste time in the time it takes to throw a Nova Bomb when it comes to how fast you can kill him, which is the shotgun. So if you don't have a Titan or you don't have a Tractor Cannon, don't worry about it. Just pick up a shotgun, make it void damage, and just use it. I think any shotgun will do, it doesn't matter, but the higher fire rate ones are usually the better ones. So I know you're wondering, why would I want to farm this Nightfall when the unique is not very good? That's agreed. The current unique Nightfall is the Tilt Fuse Exotic Sparrow. It doesn't look that cool. It has like a holographic little computer thing on it, and it looks like the Chartreuse Man boss himself, but it's not really that special. First of all, if you wanted to grind for that, that is one specific reason you can grind for it. Secondly, you can do this very quickly, and a lot of the catalysts for certain exotic weapons like the Wrist Runner, the Ward Cliff are locked behind doing the highest level strikes, which is considered to be heroic strikes. But I do believe that the Nightfalls also count for that. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but this is probably the fastest way you can get some of those catalysts if you want to grind those out to get a lot of those catalysts. I barely have any of them, so I really need to do that. And as the last thing I wanted to mention how you get unique Nightfall drops. Now, most people think that it has to do with the score that you get on that particular run influences what kind of unique drop you get. That might be the case, but the thing that influences it even more than that is a high personal best before going into that Nightfall. I can't tell you how many times I've heard from somebody, oh yeah, I was trying to farm for the DFA, I finished that Nightfall like 40 times, but I never got the DFA, and I couldn't figure out how I got it. And I'm like, dog, I got like 2 DFAs and like 4 Nightfalls. I got 3 duty bounds and 6 Nightfalls. One of those was a normal Nightfall. And then this week I got a tilt fuse in 3 Nightfall. And then I asked him, what's your personal best? And he's like, I don't know, like 20, 30,000 on the Nightfall. It wasn't very high at all. And I'm like, well, that's the reason why. You have to get a high personal best and then do a lot of low scoring quick runs to get the best bang for your buck. Bungie has mentioned this on 2 different occasions on This Week at Bungie, how your high personal best influences your unique Nightfall drops. Now, both times they were somewhat vague about it, but from my experience, the number of times I've gotten uniques more than the average would probably point to the fact that I'm correct. Anyways, that's the video for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy, found something informative. Hopefully you're out there grinding out for that tilt fuse, or just grinding out because you want to get a bunch of Vanguard tokens, or you just want to kill a bunch of bosses really quick, trying to get that risk run, or whatever you're trying to do. I also like to mention that this week's Nightfall is the highest scoring Nightfall as far as the regular Nightfall goes. Instead of just doing Lost Sector, doing the Nightfall, this one is the best because it has the highest value enemies and has a lot of enemies in a small space. And with that said, my name's been Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.